Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here with Joseph Warren. We're going to be talking about life insurance. And if you have a question, you can call the show live right now. Today is Saturday, August the 1st, 2026. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Tell us a horror story that you have about life insurance, or call to share a positive experience about how life insurance changed your life. Joseph, most people treat life insurance like it's the broccoli of estate planning.
That's true, yeah.
They'd rather talk about almost everything else other than life insurance.
Yeah.
So I'd like to flip the script on that today and talk all about life insurance, including life insurance for business owners, for parents with minor children, life insurance for people who have a beneficiary that's disabled or has special needs, and life insurance for someone that is land rich or cash poor, and might be facing federal estate taxes.
Yep, all great uses of it. And that broccoli analogy is amazing because when you're a kid, broccoli tastes gross and you don't care about it. But as you get older, you kind of develop a taste for it. And I've noticed that with life insurance. As people get older, the demand for life insurance increases.
Right. Well, they start to think about their mortality, I think.
Yep.
And what am I going to leave to my beneficiaries? And I always ask people, what do you hope they'll achieve by receiving an inheritance?
That's a great question. Yeah, what's the purpose behind it? Like, what do you want this money to do for you and your family?
Right. So the first scenario is for business owners. If you're a business owner out there, give us a call at 210-308-8867 and ask a question about how life insurance might be needed for your business. You've been working with business owners and other families doing their financial plans. Have you identified any situations where a business owner might need life insurance?
There's a few. I would say, buy-sell agreements is related to estate planning as well, but making sure if one partner were to pass away, that you have a structure in place where they would have the funds. So really you're just thinking about using life insurance as a funding vehicle to purchase the shares or purchase the portion of the shareholder who passed away. That's one great use, is kind of as a funding vehicle that's needed when one partner passes away.
Yeah. This is Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here with Joseph Warren with Financial Planning HQ. I like to think of life insurance in a business owner's hands as the peace treaty.
Yeah.
Because if I have a partner or a co-owner of the business and I die, well, my wife or my kids would inherit my share of the business.
Yeah.
So now they're the owners.
Yep.
And my business partner might not want to be co-owners with some unexperienced people.
Yeah.
And so we use that life insurance policy to buy their share of the business so my business partner can have 100%.
It's a perfect solution for that buy-sell because also your wife and kids may not want to run the business.
Right.
They may not have the capability of doing so. And with that, you can really structure a succession plan so that when you pass away, or if your partner were to pass away, that the business would pass seamlessly to each other. And you have the funds available right when you need them for that situation.
Right, and the family gets their inheritance, they get full value, and they're not stuck with running a business that they don't know how to run.
Yep. I was looking at some interesting research on buy-sells, and there was actually a time, there's different ways of doing it, a cross-purchase, but that can get very complicated. So say you had two partners, you would really just need to purchase insurance on each other. But with a cross-purchase, if you had 5 partners, the number becomes 5 times 4 because you have to get insurance on all the other partners.
Right.
That's 20 policies right there.
Wow.
But there's a way of structuring it, which was entity-based. But that had problems because the IRS said recently that that counts towards the estate.
Right.
So
the full value of the policy.
Yep. So that pushed some people where they had to pay an extra, $900,000 because they were hitting the estate tax threshold back in, I think it was 2013. And there's solutions, and I'll let you speak on that, where you can structure it perfectly, where the life insurance doesn't hit the estate, the business gets a step up in basis, and it passes seamlessly to the partners. And of course, I'm gonna let you speak about that because that's estate planning. That's not my forte, but
yeah. Well, I don't want to get into the weeds on that one, Joseph, but another scenario where a business owner would want to have life insurance is if they had an employee that was highly skilled and very knowledgeable and would be difficult to replace.
Yep, key person insurance is something I've just recently recommended for one of my clients. And on that one, you look at what would it cost to replace that employee. It could sometimes be an owner as well, with thinking it's going to take downtime of about 12, maybe 1 year to 2 years to replace them. What's their economic value to the company? Sometimes they use multiples of how much they get paid and their bonuses. And with that, you make it so the business can really withstand losing a very important employee.
Yeah, and you don't want your business to tank just because you lost somebody, and so that provides funding while you look and post the want ads.
Yep, while you're looking for that replacement or filling in for that gap. Yeah.
Okay, what if a business owner had children that one of them did work in the business and other children that didn't work in the business? How are you going to equalize giving a gift to each child?
Yeah, I'm curious how you deal with that because I haven't really seen that too often.
Oh, I had a client that we dealt with that, and life insurance was part of the mix.
Yeah.
Because the son was going to get the business, he was working in it, and they didn't want to give the daughter the business, who was totally unfamiliar with it.
Yeah.
But they used life insurance to focus more on the daughter, give her the money.
To equalize it.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard of you doing that in a few scenarios where you kind of equalize the estate as well using life insurance. But, yep, that's a good use.
Let's talk about families with young children. If you have a family with a minor child out there and you have life insurance, did you name the baby as a beneficiary of that policy? If so, give us a call at 210-308-8867 and ask a question live on the air today, Saturday, August 1st, 2026, by calling 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, or post a comment on YouTube. You can find this video on YouTube sometime next week and watch it while you're walking the dog, working in the garage, or washing the dishes.
Yep, definitely.
So have you ever been reviewing somebody's life insurance policy and just happened to see that the beneficiary they named was their minor child?
I have seen that, and that would usually prompt a call right away because the child cannot inherit that money. Yeah.
Right. So what happens behind the scenes in the back office at the life insurance company when that does happen?
Sometimes, at those large companies, we would see people's policies and we'd be able to see the beneficiaries and everything. And that was a red flag we would search for. And I'm not sure how it happens, but I think it kind of happens from maybe them losing touch with their insurance agent, maybe the insurance person not paying attention, or them doing it on their own.
Yeah.
But when you do that, the kid cannot inherit the money. So
Right. They have to be at least 18 years old.
But a trust is a great way to get around that, so you can
Right.
put it in the trust. Yeah.
Right. So in order to name your trust as the beneficiary, you have to talk to an estate planning attorney to get a trust.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is the parent submits the claim form to the life insurance company, and they say, oh, we can't pay this out. So you either have to wait 18 years or you have to become guardian of your child.
Yeah.
Of your own child. You have to go to the probate judge and say, I need to be guardian over my child's estate so that I can receive this life insurance money. Wow. And parents are totally flabbergasted by that because I'm already the guardian of my child.
Yeah.
Yes, but you have a legal requirement to take care of and provide for that child using your money. That life insurance is the child's money. And so you can't use that to buy food and clothes. You can use it to pay for his or her education or field trips or summer camps or private lessons. Yeah. But you can't use it for food and shelter.
Yep. That's one of those red flags I remember we used to look at, as well as no beneficiary was another one.
Right. I've had a client that her husband died and he had a retirement plan with his company and there was no beneficiary.
Yep.
And she said, how did this happen?
Yeah.
I said, I wasn't there. And I said, maybe the HR guy didn't check and maybe he didn't ask.
Yeah.
But, nowadays, a lot of my clients are making elections on their life insurance policy online. So that means they are doing things themselves and they might be making mistakes.
It's possible to make that mistake, and it seems innocent to put your kid on there. Another thing is just forgetting to update it. And that's why the service is important, and also keeping up with your policies over time is important because you could have an ex-spouse or somebody on there that you don't want inheriting money. And I've seen that as well. That's another red flag.
Another thing that I see, Joseph, is somebody who names the godfather or the godmother as the beneficiary of the policy. And they say, oh, but that's for my child.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be the guardian, and so they're going to get the money. But that's just wishful thinking.
Yep.
Because they don't have any obligation to be guardian for the child. They can just take the money and run.
Yeah, legally they could go to Vegas. It's their money.
Right.
It's not. There's nothing holding them to that, and that's why that trust structure, I think, and estate planning is so important.
Yeah. So if you left a life insurance policy to, say, your sister or brother, and you hoped that it would be used for your child, but they used the money in Las Vegas and gambled it,
hopefully not. Wouldn't
you just roll over in your grave?
Yes, that's not what anybody wants. Yeah.
We got to take a break. We're talking about life insurance on Talk Law Radio. And stay tuned because next is Sinners and Saints, and you're not going to want to miss this.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.